Coley, we won't reflect too much on the weekend other than to say obviously a victory was something that you really wanted. The performance clearly was very pleasing. How much can that help preparing for another game, knowing that you kind of reached your potential at the weekend?
We've got to try and build on what we did on Saturday. You know what? When you have a drop off in performance like we did the week before, it's very, very noticeable. So, you know, the classic point is probably Ross. So Ross has been in, I think, prior to the Portsmouth game, I think Ross was in 7 consecutive teams of the week. And then, not just him, but everyone had a noticeable top of form. When a lot of players fall below 6s or 7s, or you know, they go into 4s and 5s, out of 10 for games, it's virtually impossible to win a game. Then when they all get back, you think, why does that happen? And that's probably one of the conundrums of football, really, that it happens and there's not sometimes not a lot you can do about it. It's important to be able to bounce back and show the character that the players showed on Saturday. To not only have the resilience to win the game, but to get back having had a really poor outing the week before, to get back on the horse and all play well. And, you know, would there be anybody, you know, you watch the game, would there be anybody who would have fell below 7 on Saturday? I don't think they would. So, you know, when the back three were outstanding on Saturday, and you know, the only disappointing thing was that they didn't get the clean sheet that I think that the performance had deserved.
How difficult is it therefore to be consistent and to get performances back to back to back?
Back to back to back to back. It's Jake and Everland Pirates, though. Just for those who won't represent. It is difficult, and obviously we spoke about it's difficult to win away from home wherever you go. You know, Sheffield on the back of a really good win on Saturday, they'll be buoyant. But we know we can compete with the best teams in the league. We showed that when we played Rotherham away from home. And we've got to get that mindset that we can compete, and I think we will. You know, we're going there to try and win, we're not going there to try and shut up shop. So, you know, whatever team we can put out, we'll do our best to try and win again.
Do you have to concentrate on the performance element of it? Because if you look at the results away from home, you'll think it's panic time.
I think you do, and we have had some really good performances away from home. Not like probably the scoreline's the match, but we just got to keep going. And you got to believe in what you do. You know, we got back to mixing up our passing and our going long on Saturday. And when you do that and you get it right, it's effective. Because teams are always second guessing you then. And you're probably in enough space then, by the way you play, to be able to pass the ball. So hopefully we can pass the ball better tomorrow.
Having already prepared to play Sheffield Wednesday at least once at Hillsborough, possibly twice, is that any help? Will things have changed markedly from when you were there and the game was postponed a few weeks ago?
I think the only thing that's probably changed is we've got players out and they've got players back. So, you know, from that we've got 2 players suspended who wouldn't have been suspended for them games. And they have players who are injured who aren't injured now. So, that's probably the only difference.
I know it was a really frustrating night when you got there and everybody was ready to go and it was pretty clear that the game wasn't going to be played. Will that be in people's heads, or is it just a complete line drawn under it and go and do it again? Will you do anything differently, or will you repeat what you already did?
Might do 1 or 2 things differently, but as far as I'm concerned, that's got no bearing on the game tomorrow. That's been called off a couple of times. So, you know, we just want to play well. Certainly want to play well for our Tottenham fans because they're great, and I can't thank them enough for the support that they give. But we want to get back to playing the football that I know we can play. And when we pass the ball and when Coley dictates how we're going to play and leads the line as well as he did on Saturday, we're enough.
As far as the situation in the league is concerned, you've been in 12th for a little while, kind of right in the middle of that table. You finished 11th last season. Is that an achievable target to try and eclipse that or equal that?
I don't see why not. You know, we believe we're capable of winning every game we play. Stats tell you that we don't, but we do believe we're capable of winning every game we play. I think within most games, I think we're up there on the stats for the most shots, or and attempts on target. So we do create chances, and we just gotta find a way of taking them away from home.
And I know that you feel you need a couple more wins to be mathematically safe. I mean, mathematics tells you need a couple more wins to be mathematically safe. But what would you say to the idea that if you're in the middle of the table, you've got nothing to play for, and you go into games against teams vying for promotion or relegation, and it's kind of an unknown quantity? There's kind of this wisdom, isn't there, that we're playing teams who've got nothing to play for.
Anyone who knows me knows that just winning a game of football is enough for me. I was like that as a player. I had the added bonus that I wanted to score goals, to get as many goals as I could per season. I'm the same as a manager. I want my team to get as many goals as we can. There's plenty to play for. Not, I've just mentioned that the biggest driver is the fans, the Southern fans. But we've got to try and build a solid base for next season as well. And it gives us a chance as the season pans out to maybe look on to the youngsters as well. But if you go into any game thinking I'm not bothered whether I win or not, or it doesn't matter whether you win or not, you shouldn't be involved in football, in my opinion. And we will have a big say in what goes on at the top end and the bottom end. And so you've got to be honest, and you've got to respect the integrity of the competition. So it's no good saying, oh well, we're safe now with 3 games to go, and I'm not going to try and win the 3 games when you could be impacting people's lives. So we'll try and win every game we play. Nothing will ever change from my point of view on that.
And just on the suspensions, Tommy Lee, the latest one to be suspended. You've got so many good midfield options in there, but how big a loss will he be? Have you been surprised how quickly he's kind of adapted to playing at this level? He's got half a dozen goals, having been playing for Bognor Regis last season.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy for him. I don't think he knows that. I think he'd like to have played more games, but you've got to be patient with him, and he's still learning the game. He's still learning how to play that position. And, we might tweak the position that we end up playing. But he's a good lad. He's got a good character about him. And people like that, you want to see them go on and do well. And, it's a fairy tale from playing for Bognor Regis. No disrespect to Bognor Regis, by the way. But from playing and then catapulting up, what was it, 5 leagues, 4 leagues? And I see him scoring, I see Reserve getting his first goal. Gives you a warm glow inside, makes you feel all fuzzy and warm.
And just on those midfield options, they're not exactly interchangeable, are they? They all bring something different. Do you have to slightly adapt the way that the team plays depending on what that personnel is going to be?
Well, we're always looking at the opposition, so we're always looking at how they play. And then we're coming up with a formula to try and combat that and try and have us be most effective if we can. And that might mean tweaking the midfield. We did it on Saturday, and I think to a certain extent it worked.